Berkuta's dead, and it's a good thing he died. Alright, so, continuing on in Duma Temple. So, we've got almost everything done, but there are a bunch of encounters left on the way. And while we go through those encounters, we might get a few things here and there. For example, leveling up, that's all well and good. However, Alm is unlocking Send Sail on the Royal Sword. This is his ultimate art, which we'll see in a little bit.
So is Send Sail like the official pronunciation, or is that a joke about how English is a nonsense language sometimes?
I mean, I wasn't doing a thing on purpose, but we'll pretend I did.
Because I would have guessed, like, Send Scale. And the first C is a joke, but the second C is there for real.
I meant to say Send Scale if I didn't. I thought I did.
Oh. You said Send Sail, and I thought you were doing a joke about how English makes no sense sometimes.
Alright, so, Send Scale. It has a bonus 14 mites, and has a range of 1 to 3. However, it does cost 16 HP, so it's a very hefty one to actually use. But of course, it is Alm's ultimate skill, so, you can't be surprised that it takes a little bit to, utilize that.
I do have to see it in action, because I don't remember what the animation is, and I'm hoping he just fucking hurls his sword. Just as hard as he can.
That'd be great. Send these nuts! So just as a reminder, though, Double Lion, which has been absolutely phenomenal so far, only has a puny 5 might, but it also does only take 6 HP, so, 10 fewer than Send Scale does. But, let's see. Take care of this guy. And with that done, Zeke will get his level up real quick. And I figured I'd show it off here. So, Send Scale. Alm's ultimate art. Here we go. 36 whole damage. And of course, like Triangle Attack, it's got just the special attack zone. Alright, so, Flaming Pillar, and whiff! Send Scale is not great. I mean, it looks fancy, and that is a hell of a lot of damage, but, Double Lion has been with us for a lot longer, and is so much more useful, because may I remind you, it strikes twice. That's its whole thing. So, okay, it's got less might. It's 5 compared to 14. However, when I said that Send Scale has a might of 14 and a range of up to 3 spaces, that's it. There are no other bonuses to Send Scale. It's just a real big attack that takes a lot of HP from Alm. Meanwhile, with Double Lion, you get 2 attacks which also have plus 20 hits and plus 10 crit. And I mean, sure, yeah, you can attack from a distance, but like, it's 10 less HP for 2 attacks.
Game balance, my old friend.
Alright, we've also got a little puzzle here, so we actually want to go the wrong direction first, though. We're looking for the wrong symbol. Though, the wrong symbol in particular is this incorrect symbol, because it takes us to a special room with a chest containing the Gradivis. So, Gradivis. I briefly considered just giving it to Matilda, but no, it should go to Zeke. I don't know why, I just feel like it should. But yeah, no, it says one of the 3 regalia. This is the weapon from Arcanea, or at the very least, a duplicate of it. Because as we know, Valentia just makes duplicate weapons out of orange peels. That's their thing. But yeah, no, I feel like Zeke deserves to have the Gradivis. I don't know why. Just feels right in his hands.
Is Valentia a case of, like, conversion devolution? Like, in our world, things keep evolving into crabs. In Fire Emblem, the societies keep evolving to create Falchion and the Three Regalia.
I mean, maybe? Well, okay, Yggdrasil didn't have 3 Regalia. It had a lot more weapons, but they were different weapons, and they had something that wasn't a Falchion. So they were doing fine. I think Valentia is just very jealous at what Arcanea has.
We'll make our own Falchion and our own Regalia.
But anyway, to just quickly follow up the double lion thing real quick, because we've got other things to do in the dungeon. Technically speaking, it is, in a vacuum, more worthwhile to use double lion twice, because that's 12 HP used from double lion, and look, it's only got 5 might, but that's 5 might for 2 attacks, so it's sort of 10 mights. And then if you just do double lion 2 turns, then that's less HP consumed for technically more might, as long as all of the attacks hit. And they're more likely to hit because they actually have plus 20 hit, unlike Sen Scale, which is supposedly the ultimate art, and just completely whiffed.
It's unfortunate when it's just like a boring gameplay balance thing that brings a move down.
Mm-hmm. It looks cool.
They made it cost too much HP and it's not useful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. A support between these two.
You fight well today, my love. My eyes could barely keep up with the flashings of your lance.
Tatiana.
Oh no, are you hurt? Because I can heal you if...
Tatiana, you need not pretend this doesn't affect you.
I'm not pretending.
I know you too well to be fooled. If your heart aches, you can speak of it. Perhaps I should have kept these musings to myself. No. Hear me, my sweet. No matter how often the past invades my mind, none but you will ever enter my heart. I promise to be here for you, always.
Oh, my love.
Now, shall we end this fight? Tomorrow awaits if we survive today.
And if we die, well, so does everybody else, so no big deal. But yeah, I was fairly hesitant to use Sen Scale for the rest of the game. Because, I mean, look, double lion's just so much more effective and less risky.
Also, there's no ambiguity as to how that one's pronounced.
Alright, so, with that done, though, we're about partway through this dungeon. So, I should mention, the original Gaiden, and how it tackled its final dungeon, because it was a lot different. So, as I believe I mentioned before, Celica basically just sacrificed herself to get Alm out of the Dragon Pits, back in Act 4. However, there's no part of the storyline where, like, she gets her soul eaten by God, unlike this game. Instead, Jetta's just like, alright, well, you can just go in the pit then, and he just throws her into the basement underneath Duma Tower, along with the rest of her party. So she's kind of just in the same boat everybody else is in the original. However, this also meant that the final dungeon played out a bit differently in the original game. So, this one is a little more basic. There's a few teleporter mazes here and there, but it's more or less straightforward. In Gaiden, the final dungeon was more of a maze, but it was also a race against time. Much like in this game, the goal is to find Falchion. I forget if the game explicitly tells you you need to find it, but you do need to find it to make the final boss. I forget if it's making the final boss winnable, or if it's just making the final boss easier. But either way, though, while you were progressing through the dungeon, Celica and her party were actually fighting, and you would actually see, like, every once in a while, dialogue boxes of like, oh, this character takes this much damage, so it was actually kind of cool. But also, I can understand why they didn't keep that. I forget if characters can actually die from that, or if it's just a case of, like, you're just seeing characters fight, and you're just being reminded that other things are happening and you need to hurry up. I want to say they can kind of die because it was an NES game, so they might fuck you over like that.
They don't give a shit.
Future me will know better, but yeah, no, like, I can see why they didn't keep that. It's potentially a neat idea, but given the pacing of this one, it's for the best they didn't. Plus, they also replaced it with just a big fight in the middle, because, of course, in that one, there was no Berkutz. There was no Cavalier who had sacrificed his wife to hell. That didn't happen. Not even with generic units.
What pig slop is this?
Part of the thing about it being an NES game is that NES games are shorter. So if you get screwed over on a dungeon, like even the final dungeon is not going to be as long as the final dungeon in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're losing less progress every time you have to start over.
Guess it tastes alright.
Whereas with a game like this, if you had to start this dungeon over, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. And there is a save point partway through it, so, like, you would either have to not use it ever or potentially screw yourself over.
Oh, that's...
Valbar just fucking eats it off screen because you took too long getting Gradivis.
That's the point where your heart sinks, where you save, and then you take one step and somebody dies off screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, why did I save?
But yeah, after Final Fantasy III, I very much don't look forward to any final dungeon without save points unless it's short. Anyway, we finally come to the end of the dead-end path that happens when you take the wrong portal. There are no other wrong portals with items. The Gradivis is the only one. And speaking of the Gradivis, hey Zeke, you are the only one I didn't talk to, so... Hey, how's it going?
Where am I from? Alas, I know not. Though what use is wondering? Some have speculated I'm from another continent, called Arcanea. But as I have said, I prefer to let the past be in the past. If I think on it overlong, my heart begins to ache. I fear whatever I left behind could not have been pleasant, save for one memory. Apologies. I must let it rest. I have Tatiana's feelings to consider.
That was sort of a nice end to that whole line that I accidentally did. Started with Tatiana worrying, did their A support, and then Zeke, who, is worried about Tatiana. And surely he will never go to Arcanea. He's just gonna take a drink from his I'm never gonna set foot in Arcanea mug.
What I love about Zeke is that he has all the aesthetics of a Sharklode, but he's like one of the nicest characters in the franchise.
He is very pleasant.
As opposed to Char, who is just the fucking worst dude to know. Like, he's fun to watch on screen, but if you knew a guy like this, like, oh my god, every time he walked up to you, you would just be muttering under your breath, like, no, go away, talk to someone else.
I think that's the real lesson of Gundam Zeta, is that even if Char's on your side, you really don't want him on your side. As opposed to Zeke, who is just a good boy. He probably has betrayed somebody in his life, but it's fine, he's polite about it. And besides, that man wanted to be betrayed anyway, so it's cool and good. He gave specific instructions to betray him the moment some guy with a weird scar comes along. He's got a weird birthmark. Kill me now. Help that man kill me, for he is my son. Now look, I haven't watched Char's counterattack, but I don't think that's the plot of it. Probably.
We really took it to him.
Ah, geez, everybody's getting less smiley. Better shove hard breads into their gullets again.
Alright, everyone, it's time to chow down on the hardtack. Alm, I know you're hiding the oranges.
Look, Alm has already put down an orange. He's overcoming his addiction. He's getting close. Nice.
What was the site? If he's not allowed to eat oranges, nobody is allowed to eat oranges.
He just hears somebody biting into an orange and he just knows.
Stunning victory for a stunning lady.
Somebody tries to eat a peach, that's fine. He knows what a peach sounds like. Well, maybe not a peach specifically. If it's not an orange, he knows.
Python keeps eating lemons to psych him out because they sound the same.
Oh boy, a gold coin. Well, that's sure gonna help me in this awful pit of hell. I got it eventually. Alright, so yeah, I've skipped a bunch of fights, because I think by this point you kinda get it. And besides, we're going to be doing plenty of fighting later on. Ah, geez, Matilda's starting to feel bad. Ah, geez. Pass me, you better get that bread out. There you go.
I'm just picturing eating blue cheese on its own with nothing else, and I want to die.
Yeah, that'd be... Ugh.
Every time I've had blue cheese, it's been mixed with something to mask the fact that you're eating blue cheese.
Yeah, I will accept a small amount of it on certain types of pizza, and that's it. Make a buffalo chicken? Okay, sure. I'll take a little bit of blue cheese, just don't drown it in it. I don't like it in any other context.
I have made like a salad dressing with, I think it's blue cheese, chives, mayonnaise, and lemon juice, and let me tell you, all you can taste is the lemon juice. So, like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're wondering, no, don't take that portal. Anyway.
It's back to blue cheese discussion.
It's what everybody's here for, the cheese. Okay, so now we've got another one of these. This time, what's the puzzle? The lion's tail. I mean, can we really figure out this one? It's only one lion. So you might be looking at this and wondering, okay, which part of this is the fucking tail? Probably not the one over here, right? What about the one over here, though? It looks like there's sort of a tail there, right? Or is that a leg?
I was about to say, this thing has two fucking tails.
This is the tail you're supposed to pay attention to.
I guess that one is more obviously a lion's tail, because lions have a very, particular tail. It's like a cord with a brush on the end.
Mm-hmm.
But the leg just looks like a dog's tail. It was throwing me off.
Alright, not only do you have to identify the tail, you also have to identify specifically a lion's tail. Otherwise, we're sending you back. Alright, so we approach this door, and alright, it won't open, because it's the final portal. Yeah, that looks like it leads to a final dungeon. We've got these two recesses. I've seen this shape before. Yeah, it's a circle. I also know what a circle is. Unsettling bonfires light the area. And send tweets.
That was the most perfunctory line of dialogue in this game, I think.
Alright, so there's nothing we can do there. Alright, so we've got a thing over there as well. That's gonna be the big thing of the episode. So let's ignore that in favor of going down here. So remember the large doors from before? This is how you open them. So I'm gonna go and save real quick, because, you know, it's just useful to save partway through this dungeon. It's very long. I cut out a lot of the encounters. Trust me, it took a while.
What is this place?
Why, it's a treasure vault, of course. Isn't that obvious? What's this say? These doors bar all save those of royal blood.
The Royal Treasury. This is where Fulchen was supposed to be stored.
So we've been told, yes. Though I believe it found a new home in Milla's skull. One shudders to think of it. Regardless, we've no business here.
You sure about that? I doubt Fulchen's the only trinket tucked away in there. Who knows what might be left? Gold? Jewels? Magical doodads? What you think, Alm? Maybe so. Huh? The brand. It's glowing. You okay there, buddy? I'm feeling something strange. I need to take a look. Take a look at what? Alm? Alm? Hey, where are you going? Ugh! What in the... Oh, come on. I can't get past.
It appears the vault really does bar all but the royal family. How cheeky. But oh dear, I do hope Alm will be all right on his own.
Okay, and now for something that also didn't happen in Gaiden. I guess this is also where they just keep all the gay. I'm fairly certain this is an emulator issue, because I don't remember it just being all rainbows in the Alm Zone. But anyway, yes, this didn't happen in original Gaiden. There wasn't any area where only Alm could tread. And also, have solo encounters. Boy, is this not a good idea for a strategy RPG. So anyway, I triple speeded all of these, because, I mean, it's just, it's this. Either your Alm is woefully inadequate because you haven't been using him somehow. I don't know how you would have gotten past Rudolph with an Alm so weak he couldn't take out this group, but whatever. But yeah, no, otherwise it is just gonna be you bulldozing these guys for a bit. I mean, I guess you could also not have the Royal Sword equipped for some reason, but why would you not?
There are all sorts of poor decisions you could make.
If you play the game badly, you're going to have a worse time, and if this comes as a surprise to you, I don't know why.
I do like the walls falling down, though.
In case you were trying to just hide in that area to get free healing on there, and just kill everybody one at a time, no, you're not allowed.
If this map had any semblance of challenge, that would be a funny thing to just make people go, oh shit!
That was a fine victory.
Good job, Alm. Oh, geez, but he's so tired. Alright, Alm, you gotta reach into the bag. You can look at everybody else's inventory, but that doesn't matter. And Alm, no. Alm, you can't eat it, Alm. Yes, eat the bread. You've got this, Alm.
You're alone, Alm. No one else will know. No one else could know. Nobody else can even get in here.
Just drink the water, Alm. It's fine.
Picture that fucking image of, like, don't look at the Coke, gaze into my eyes. Water, Coke is fleeting, water is eternal.
And of course you can't actually get a preemptive strike on any of these guys, so... Alright, now it's time to fight gargoyles, woo. So yeah, Fire Emblem rarely does this. The one time I can think of off the top of my head is, like, the first tutorial map in Shadow Dragon. But that's a tutorial map, it's very short, and it's just there to say, this is how you move and stab people. Usually, otherwise, if there's just a map where you're only supposed to use one person, like, either the rest of your group is off somewhere else so they can do things too, or it's just a very short map. There's just like one guy you're supposed to take revenge on or whatever.
Yeah, I think, oh god, do I not remember numbers? I think 8 starts with the Lin-only map.
7, but yeah. That one is also very, very tutorial heavy, and is there just to say, press the A button to stab a man.
God, I'll never remember the numbers of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, don't worry, that's what I'm for.
That one's hard because I can also never remember which one is blazing and which one is binding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think, blazing would be Roy, but no, it's the binding blade. Blazing blade is 7. Even though, like, nowadays Roy's the one who's associated with fire, and Eliwood doesn't really show up ever anymore.
It's just telling you that, like, even the people who make Fire Emblem don't give a shit about treating these two as separate characters.
Alright, no, Alm. Alm, you can do it. Be strong, Alm. That's right, Alm. You might be tired, but bread will help you recover. Just eat the bread, and also show off the mechanic I never actually showed off before, where bread can actually be used more than once. You got 3 bread uses.
You know what goes well with bread? An orange. Oh, I'll eat the orange.
No.
No one will know. No one will know.
The dragon will know, and you'll know, Alm.
You're gonna kill this dragon.
You can't keep burying your mistakes, Alm. I feel like they could have gone with at least one fewer map. I feel like they should have just had one fight, because you get it. We're separating Alm. He can fight and prove himself that he can fight on his own. And also we're gonna have a scene in a hot minute. But I get it, though.
What is the point of having a character this overpowered if you're not allowed to use them? Also, you mentioned, intelligent systems will rarely make you do maps like this, but Fire Emblem fans will do this to themselves all the time.
I don't understand why anyone would ever do a solo run. I mean, y'all make your own entertainment, that's fine, but like, why though?
I can understand Seth's solo runs just because Seth is actually that broken. That's just to show you how hilariously overpowered Seth is. I think it's like a half-joke, half-serious thing in the Fire Emblem community that in any tier list, Seth is in a tier of, like, by himself.
Even if it's not his game.
Well, I mean, like, you know, franchise-wide tier list. Like, Seth is so powerful that comparing him to anyone else makes no sense.
Oh, also, yes, Alm, skip the oranges. Yes, eat the carrot. Eat the thing that's also orange but is not an orange. Have a vegetable instead of a fruit. You finally did it, Alm. You don't need fruits, you have vegetables. A weird thing to say with the rainbow just superimposed onto this area. But the point still stands.
That's... what are Milla and Fulchen doing here? And what the heck happened? Celica! You're alright! Celica! Celica, what are you doing? It's me! Celica?
Your words can't reach her, boy.
Shut up!
The girl has already offered up her soul to Lord Duma. What you see now is a husk, a witch, a puppet loyal to the Dark God's will.
No. No! Celica, please! You have to wake up!
Go, witch. Offer up your fellow brand-bearer's soul to your new master. Ah, the sight of Fate's twin children fighting to the death. how marvelous! A reenactment of Duma and Miller's struggles from legend.
Celica, don't do this!
Please! Listen, Om! You have to stop me before I kill you! You know what you have to do! Do it now!
Are you crazy? You know I can't do that!
Hear me, bearer of Duma's brand. Grasp Fulchin now in your hand.
What's this? What is the boy doing? Impossible! No one should be able to unbind that blade!
Trust in Fulchin.
Gods, no. Don't leave me, Celica. You can't! Celica! Celica! Say something, please! Celica! 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 Oh, Celica. Thank goodness you're okay. But how?
I don't know either. But I heard a voice. A very kind voice. It said everything would be all right. And to have faith in Fulchin. Look. What is that?
Aunties. Children of fate. Bearers of the brand.
That voice.
I am Milla. Your kind call me Goddess. Together with my brother Duma, I shaped this land.
Earth Mother.
Some have called me by that name. But no such power remains within me.
What?
See well, Fulchin, which you now hold. It was carved from the fang of Naga, ruler of dragons, to sever the gods. For Naga knew there was but a creeping madness waiting at eternity's end. It is a ruin all dragons share, and the only end is one of total destruction. Thus it was that Naga bestowed Falchion upon Duma. She did so to prepare for the day our madness would drive the land to ruin, that the people might have a means to destroy us. That Falchion might become the fangs they lack, and the hope they deserve. And yet, in my foolishness, I sealed the blade away. I did it to protect my brother. I loved my brother, even as we loved mankind. Where we strayed, I cannot remember.
Milla.
Alm, aunties, children of fate. You have overcome much to reach me here, and I thank you both. You have shown me the strength possessed by mankind. Perhaps men have long been walking on their own, without our aid. Perhaps I simply refused to see it. And alas, Duma was no different. I entrust Falchion to your care. I pray you will use it to free my brother from the depths of his pain.
Milla.
Let's go, Celica. We have to save Duma. For her sake, and ours. Listen, Celica. I know you sacrificed your own life to protect me and the others. But I never wanted that. I couldn't ever be happy in a world you died to create.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. Just know that I need you, all right? Without your wisdom, all I know how to do is fight whatever's in front of me. So please, will you fight with me? Believe in me. Believe in us. Believe in our combined strength.
I do. It's as Milla said. We've had the strength to live and fight for our world this whole time. I lost faith in that somewhere along the way. But right now, it seems the most obvious thing in the world. I trust in mankind like I trust in you, Ohm. Absolutely. And without hesitation.
I feel the same, Celica. This isn't where things end for us. Even without gods, this world has a long and prosperous future ahead of it. Now let's go claim that future together!
Alright, so just real quick, Celica's joined us, but she's not in our party yet. Don't worry, we can mess with her inventory later if need be. We can also equip the Falchion now. So, it only has Sense Scale, not Double Lion. That sucks. It auto-recovers though, that's good. It has Anti-Terrors and Deicide, an attack capable of destroying gods, as a passive. Perhaps the best skill in Fire Emblem history, Deicide.
Can we bring this sword into Shin Megami Tensei? It might be more useful there.
Also we just teleported back and now everybody's officially back in our party, but we're not gonna talk to him. Hey guys, we're back, and also, hey, here's Celica too, she's standing over here. Let's go kill God now.
Also ignore the sword-shaped tear in her clothes.
Alright, just slotted our turn wheels in. And so, the door opens. Next time on Fire Emblem Echoes.
Let's be ready for anything.
We will be ready for anything. By which I mean, the final battle. At the altar of Duma.
Alm is never gonna win an argument with Celica ever again. Because anytime he says something, she'll just be like, "Oh, and remember that time you stabbed me, Alm?
You got better.
But I died, Alm."
It was symbolic.